going on, everyone? Hope you guys enjoyed that little montage. That was the Palm Springs Air Museum, one of the museums we had the opportunity to check out recently on vacation in the Palm Spring area. Lots of history behind, obviously, as you can see, many of the aircrafts that I was able to showcase there. Lots of history behind the museum and the aircrafts and the roles that the aircrafts played in many of the wars and battles that has helped forge and build this great nation. So it was an opportunity we couldn't pass up. Had to go check it out for myself. Did a quick write-up about the museum as well, a quick little blog for those of you that are interested. Go check out the Closed Traffic Podcast website. We've got additional photos there, and again, a quick little write-up on many of the things that you can see there at the museum. So wanted to get that in. Hope you guys are well, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this video. What is up, my friends? Another gorgeous day in the SoCal area. So, you know what that means. It's time for some flying. Just back from vacation, back to the grind. But that also means we get to go back to do some flying, so it ain't half bad. Pretty warm here. It's a gorgeous day, but it's hot, so we're probably gonna get tossed around a bit. Traffic permitting, I guess we're gonna probably head down to another airport close by, Laverne, and I'm walking away without my wallet. Probably gonna head down to Laverne, not too far from El Monte, and do some pattern work over there. This airport, El Monte's gotten so busy over the last couple of weeks, man. Just everyone's back out flying and whatnot, so sometimes it's a little less busier over there. So that might be the plan today. I'll see. But yeah, I'm glad to be back. And stand by for some lovely footage, hopefully. And I hope you guys have been well. We'll see ya. wanted to come on here and do a quick voiceover as you see us finishing up the pre-flight. There were a number of folks that kind of reached out and asked about the pre-flight, what's involved, what's entailed, what are you looking for, how long does it generally take? And the answer, it varies, man. It varies on the aircraft you're flying for that day. It varies on kind of where you're going to be flying, if you're going to be taking passengers, the atmospheric conditions, all of those things that you kind of know before you even get out to the aircraft. However, there are a number of items, I would even say the majority of items, that are not going to change from flight to flight, and things that you should always be looking for and always be checking in your pre-flight inspection. You saw us in the cabin there earlier, looking at our documents and whatnot. What we were doing there was making sure the airworthiness certificate and aircraft registration was on board, and it was. We were looking at our operating handbook, making sure, weight and balance information, all of the details required for that airframe were in there and on board, and they were. A number of different items there, like visually inspecting the fuel gauge and then some of the other items. Then we made ourselves go outside and do some visual inspection of, obviously, the static port, the cabin air vent, the wing leading edge, the pitot tubes, the stall warning vane, the fuel tank vane, making sure we removed our wing tie downs, obviously checking for movement in the ailerons, making sure all of our hinges and the actuators were there and operating properly, checking the flaps, making sure the bolts and the actuators were there, looking at the main wheel and brake pads. We obviously sumped the tanks, making sure there were no water or sediments in there, checking for the fuel grade, and a number of other things that we did on the other side that the camera really didn't pick up as well, but visually inspected our oil and a couple of other items. So it's going to vary, obviously, depending on, like I said, the aircraft you're going to be flying and the conditions you're going to be flying into and where you're going to be flying. You definitely want to keep those things in mind. But like I said, there are a number of items that you're just going to check no matter what you're flying, where you're flying to. So keep that in mind. I'd say on average, though, especially for this 172 here, you're looking at 10 to 15 minutes. One of the things that we probably should have done, as you see there, was visually check the fuel tanks, because if I had went up there and saw that there wasn't enough fuel for my flight, I would have to order fuel, and that would have taken a little bit, because like I mentioned earlier in the video, El Monte has gotten really busy over the last several weeks or last several months. So that could have bought us some time while we were doing the walk around, but it was fine. The fuel gauges were reading full, so we knew they weren't empty at least. So we were fine there. But yeah, thought I'd share a little bit of that and continue enjoying the rest of the video. Somali ground, good afternoon. Cessna 947 Lima, SoCal Flight Club with Kilo Radio taxi.
November 947 Lima, Money ground, runway 19er, taxi via Alpha.
19er, taxi via Alpha 947 Lima.
Number 47 Lima, you can continue taxi and caution the rotor wash.
Continue taxi and we'll caution the rotor wash, 947 Lima. Right, so it's clear. My door is locked. I'll close the window when it's time for takeoff flight control. Free and clear. Mixture is rich. And let's make sure everything's in the green before we start. Green. Yep. 1700 RPMs, I'm on the brakes. Magnetos. 2 times left. Drop. Back to the right 2 times. 1 time right. Good drop. 1 time left. Good drop. And back to the right. Carb heat. The RPM drop. Looks good. Suction gauge in the green, oil temp and oil pressure in the green. Ammeter and low voltage light is off. And throttle will do an idle check. Good, 1000 RPMs.
I'm going to ground pepper, November 79 Mike Sierra, clear rolling 19er at Delta, request taxiing to row 19 for parking.
Number 7 Mike Sierra, Money Ground, row 19, taxi via Alpha.
Looks good.
Row 19, taxi via Alpha.
Set up for flight instruments are set. Common nav frequencies. We're still on with ground. Tower is. That is just disappearing.
Mountain ground, Diamond Star 421, Julia Papa. Money ground, beach 4448 Delta, clear runway 19er at Delta, like taxi transit.
Beach 4448 Delta, Money ground, taxi transit via Alpha.
Transit via Alpha, 48 Delta.
Elevator set for takeoff. New Cessna 947 Lima, we're holding short runway 19er, requesting left crosswind departure.
Number 9847 Lima, Monte Tower, Diamond Star in the upwind is right cross on departure. Left cross on departure, Peru, wind 220 at 9er, runway 19er, clear for takeoff.
Left crosswind departure approved, 19er clear for takeoff, 947 Lima, we'll caution the Diamond Star. Alright. Looks good, mixture is rich, the final's clear. Change approved, 947 Lima, thanks, we'll see you.
Lima, number 2, following Cessna. Left downwind to beam the numbers, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Number 2, 26 left, clear to land, 947 Lima. Alright, back with another voiceover to finish up the video here. You heard Tower just give us clearance. Number 2 here to land here at Brackett. Don't believe we did a video to Brackett before. Brackett's an airport just east of El Monte. Actually sits underneath the Class Charlie shelf of Ontario International Airport, or not really I guess it's an international airport technically speaking. Ontario, for those that aren't too familiar, is east of the LAX airport. Very nice airport to get in and out of when you don't want to go down to busy LAX, but here we are remaining underneath the Class Charlie. If I'm not mistaken, the Class Charlie starts at about 27. So I went out of El Monte and I stayed at about 25. So we're coming in here. Obviously we were on our downwind, turning base here at any moment, right over the Sheraton Hotel. Very busy area here. along the San Gabriel Valley. Lots of little small airports, but definitely the most known is the El Monte and the Brackett airfield, where I'm going right now. Brackett has 2 runways, which is why you see me kind of undershooting the final here for 26 left. In the event that, you know, we have parallel traffic landing, I want to ensure that I'm not, you know, being pushed into that traffic. They are landing 26 right. So anytime I come into Brackett shooting that 26 left, making left traffic, I always kind of undershoot there just to be safe. Other than that, man, the arrival is pretty straightforward here. You see me kind of battling with some gusts. I was very, very hot today, very turbulent. Winds were kind of dead down the nose, but they were gusting to about 12-15 as well. So it was definitely a little bit challenging, but got her down. Should have flared a little bit more there, but the aircraft's fine. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think I'm going to do these a little bit more. I know that was kind of the takeaway from the last video. Hey, do a little bit more talking in the video, or do some voice overs, or, you know, a mix of both. So I think we're going to continue to do a mix of both. The audio isn't always the best in the aircraft, so I think, you know, when I want to get things across as effectively as possible, and for you all to kind of hear it as effectively as possible, I'm probably gonna lean more towards voiceovers, but we'll definitely do some you know, play-by-plays in the aircraft as well going forward. So again, without further ado, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. As always, keep the blue side up. We'll see ya.